Hello and welcome back to Elementalist. Last time, I got the Z. Finally. So we can access more areas. We can access a ton of areas that was blocked off with the Z, which is nice. But we're not going to be going to those areas today. We're going to actually go back to the 70 doors. All those doors that required 70 sun fragments. And we're going to finally do those levels that those doors kept us from doing for so long. Starting with World 4, Indifference. And depending on, how hard these levels are, we'll also do World 5. So these are the reverse orb levels, and it doesn't really matter which... Well, I was gonna say it doesn't matter which ones they start off, but it kind of does. In a way. What am I doing? Okay, so there's no wind, which means that I would have to use... Oh. I see. Okay, so I was not paying attention to what the level was actually doing. But I would need to use an earth here, then shoot a fire through here, because I want to use the earth to not trigger this. And then I use a fire here, and then I use a water to trigger this. Collect that. And then exit, basically. But I do want to trigger this as well. Now I can clone a fire. Well, maybe not. Still maybe not. Okay. Huh. If I reverse... This is what I was worried about the reverse orbs being. Really confusing on what to actually do. So I want to flip this, probably. Grab water. Flip this back. Do that. Grab another fire. No, use the fire. Flip it, and then I just have water, and I trigger that. Okay, that doesn't make a difference if I do that. Then use a fire. There we go. That's why it's called indifference. I need to make like a kind of like a parallelogram, but for symbols. Alright, the split. Level 5. Okay. I just got the backwards combination. I want to do this, and then I want to figure out a way to trigger both of these, and I guess use another wind in the process? How'd that work? What's the earth gonna be used for? Well, I guess I can't really use fire unless I want to do this and then use another wind. I wouldn't use fire here, otherwise I screw myself, unless I use another water. Oh man. No matter what I do with this copy orb, even if I reverse it, whatever gets copied is going to be together. Earth isn't really useful though. Oh, actually, no, wait, no, because if I copy this I can reverse after I use the previous one. Now the question is, how am I going to utilize all these elements to, yeah, I just realized I do need Earth, but I need Earth last. Which means I grab it first and then I reverse the whole order. Well, kind of. I actually might need it for the middle. Because when I reverse this, it's going to be last, but... yeah. Okay, let's do a step backwards. So I would use Earth for this. Then I would utilize wind or air for this. I'd probably use a fire right before. And then I would do the air water trick. So in that case, I'd use like water, something like that. Heck, maybe even use fire. Reverse that. Oh, wait, no. No. That's not gonna work. No. I can't really use fire from here. But I don't need to. Because I can use fire from here and then I can use wind on the way back. So instead of doing water, air, I can use water, fire because this works too. And then use 2 fires, so... That's still going to be really complex because how am I gonna mix the 2 elements? Okay, how many elements am I going to be using? So there's 5 usable ones. 1, 2, and then I need to use 3 here. 4 to get up here, and then 5 to activate this. So fire has to be the one that activates that. Okay, I'm trying to wrap my brain around this. I need to use Earth. So I'd have Earth. But right before I would have to use wind. So it'd be Earth, wind. And then I would have fire, so Earth, wind, fire. I can reverse before, so it could be wind, Earth. And then I would have wind, earth, fire or something. like that. Wind, earth. I could use a wind. It has to be either 2 winds or 2 fires. Having 2 waters, or definitely not 2 earths, but having 2 waters is not going to work as well. I do need a fire to activate both of these at once. And then I have to do the air water or fire water. If I use fire, then I can grab a bunch of elements right before. But I still need a second fire after the fact. So I'd have... But... Oh, then water would have to be first. And then like earth, wind, and then I have 2 fires. And then I would grab that to do that. And then I would reverse it. There we go. Parity. Level 6. Okay, so I need water to get back. Now the gimmick for this one is to never trigger any of these. Okay. That's gonna be a lot harder than I thought. So I have 1 water. Actually, I have a water, air, earth, and fire, and then I can copy one of these options. I probably need a fire to get over here, and then I can probably use air on the way back. So fire, and then air. I don't need to use any elements to get up here, but I do need an earth to get over here. And then I need a jump. Yeah, I can reach these elements from just doing that. So I need 1 up here to get up here, and then 1 to go through here, 1 to get back, and then 1 to go over here. Why do I need a 4th element? Maybe it'll waste an element because of the thing. I don't know. Let's start without this copy orb and see what happens. So I would use water, then earth, then fire, and then finally wind. If I get wind, so... Well, there's the problem here. Why would it be called parity then? Because obviously that's not going to work. And I have to use water anyways to get up here. So there's got to be some sort of trick that will allow me to... Just checking. Yeah, so that's the last one for the reverse orbs. Unless they start combining both the reverse orbs and the other ones. In this world, the order gates, those the other ones. Okay, so actually, I get why this is in the way and why these two are in the way. Basically, to prevent me from using fire from here. And I guess this is there to also prevent me from using fire. I mean, I guess I can waste another action by just, like, I don't know, using a jump move or something. Why is this here? Why is this here to block me? I mean, I guess I can use fire on this side, but... Why? Oh, I guess... Oh, I see. I can use fire to skip through this. Which actually might be... Might be a better way for me to just skip this orb. Because I can just do that. Actually, even better, because I can use this and then reverse it. Well, no, because whatever I have for a wind would be actually... I can just do that. Do that. And I'm back to square one. Yeah, that wind's kind of in the way, too. Although now I realize I could probably just reverse the order. Nothing's stopping me from getting water last, actually. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm glad there's no, like, harder versions of the levels for the reverse orbs. Probably because that's saved for levels A and B. Which I probably want to do first. I don't want to do E and F. Well, I don't want to do A and B S's after. So AS, the wrong order. I'd have to know what's different. Oh. They replaced that with a, that's not a wind. Is that all that's different? Oh, it's gonna be really annoying for me to activate that door over and over again. So this one's the right order. Just a reminder of how it was solved before. This one is fire, water, sorry, fire, air, earth, water. Water, earth, fire, and air. And then for the sequel, or I guess for the harder version, they don't change that. They don't make it easy for me to... I don't think I can activate through this side. Like, I can't activate this door, I don't think. Not easily. What would be the trick here? I don't know. Man, I just have an extra jump. You know what is the trick for this one? Actually, is there any way for me to activate this gate with these elements? Because I tried that last on the easier version, but it wasn't possible. Although I didn't try hard enough, so... Actually, wait. Do I need to go and activate this door? Maybe I can go through here without. Like if I do this. Okay, well. Actually, it'd probably be better if I actually had there is a way. There is a way. I know it's called the wrong order. I'm doing it the wrong way. Alright, let's see what the other B level is. Forcing unnecessary. Okay, I think last time I tried to activate this door when the answer was activate this one first, so in that case it would be this. Yeah, it was like that. And that's how I solved BS. Or no, normal B. But for BS. And I don't like the fact that I have to grab 4 hearts just to access these. Forcing impossible. Oh, come on. Oh, it's a reverse orb. Oh, I don't even know what they want me to try to do with this one. Now because I'll reset the order. Well, I can't access that. I didn't think they would start throwing reverse orbs in the levels with the order gates. They removed the copy orb over here. Or was that... Okay, well, they kind of just replaced the copy orb with a reverse orb in the middle. That's what it did. Okay, so I have 6 orbs. I would use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I have to do 6 actions. Unless, and this is a possibility, okay, wait. No, because I need 3 jumps. I need to use an earth or a water here. I have to use a water here, and then an earth or a water here. Last time I interrupted the sequence, but this time I don't think I can interrupt the sequence. There's gotta be a trick here, though, but I don't know what it would be. Now, normally with these S puzzles, I would need some sort of tech, but I don't even know what tech I would use for something like this. Other than, like, maybe some tech that would help disrupt the order here, but that would involve messing around with this orb. Which I can't even think of how would I do that. So what would I do? I would probably do earth, wind, wind, water, water, earth. Okay, let's step backwards to see if this would be possible. I would have earth here, and then I would have water here. And then I guess I would have 2 more earths. I'd have 3 earths. Because I would use an earth here, and then I would use a water. But I would have to use a earth just to get these 2 winds going. The reverse orb would have to work with that. But there's the problem. It wouldn't be possible. Because I'd do earth, wind, wind. I can't use another earth after that. I'd have to use an earth. And then 2 winds here. And then water. And then earth. Which I can ignore this one if I can actually get that sequence. Is that even possible? If the reverse orb was up here, maybe. But that's not the case. It's over here, which means that the moment I can't use any elements beforehand. I don't think that matters though. As long as I can use 2 earths. Wait, hold on. I'll do this. So do this. Yeah, okay, that's how I do it. So I'd make this setup, and then I would use earth into the reverse orb, use 2 winds to get up to that ledge, then use a water, and then use an earth. Alright, that's the trick. I don't need to use this wind. Alright, and that is all the if I can check. That is every hard mode puzzle for World 4. And I already did all the hard mode puzzles in World 5, so it's just completing regular puzzles. Which should be all good. Level E is telepathy. Oh, okay, so that's just gonna be a normal thing. Just throwing these in with a few gates. I mean, to be fair, it is 70. It does require you to have 70 sun fragments, so I'd have introduced to every mechanic by then. So I guess the trick here is to use earth and winds, unlike the other level where it's just only earth and then 1 wind. And a bunch of copy orbs, so use earth and wind here. And then grab this, and then use the 2 waters to go up and finish the level. But I need to use earth and wind, but I need to avoid using earth and wind. Activating this gate. Activate this gate after the fact. How'd that work? So, at the very end, I'm gonna need a water. And then I need to save this specific orb, because that's the only way I can get 2 waters without going up here, because I need 2 waters to get up there. So if that's the case, I would activate Earth and Wind through up here. But I think I need 2 Earths on the way forward. But the reverse orb, well, I would have a... Okay, so the order when I get to here is probably going to be water, wind, earth, but this is going to be backwards, so it'd be earth, wind, water. So I'd have earth and wind at the very end. So that to simulate. Oh wait, how am I gonna do that? What is this level called? Telepathy. Yeah, I'm starting to realize that it might not be possible for me to use. Actually, what's stopping me from just doing this? Nothing really. I have the water now. So if I did like something like this, this is not what I actually think the solution would be, but yeah. Okay, so this reverse orb doesn't actually, well, I'm not saying it doesn't help because it does. How would I do this? I'd want 2 winds, and then I would have 2 earths. No. So I'd want to do this. Oh, well, I end up... Yeah, that's why I would want 2 earths. But I can't get back up unless I have another earth. Problem is I can't use this copy orb. Actually, why not? Why can't I use that copy orb? Like, it says it requires 2 waters, but what's stopping me from just using an earth and a water? Like, does that not work? I'm only saying that because I don't even think it's possible for me to actually do what I'm thinking. Okay, so yeah, that's the problem. Telepathy. So let's see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 orbs. I need 2 here, 3, 4 through here, and 5, 6 through here, which means I'm given 1 orb left. I mean, I just need to not interrupt or not make this specific sequence on the way. If I do this. I mean, this helps, but... Well, I can do the thing I was trying to do. Okay, so I do need 2 waters on the way back. Which means... I kinda have to have this orb kept for water. With that restriction, can I get over here without triggering this, and then on the way back, I mean, it doesn't matter if I trigger it, but I just need to, it only matters I have to get here without triggering it. Is that going to be possible? Oh no. I just realized too, this is just 1 out of 2 levels I have to do, so... The only way I can think of is having 2 earths. I can't do earth, wind, wind, wind. And I also can't do wind, wind, earth, earth. Okay, let me just try that again. So I waste an earth, or no, sorry. I grab a copy, waste an earth beforehand, and then I screw up the pattern like that. And then I can solve it with that, okay. Waste disposal, level F. That fire is kind of, clipping out of the door. This is one of those levels where I have to avoid triggering the door until a certain point. So the order this time is wind, fire, water, wind. What? Okay. I just screwed that up. Okay, just as a test, because I'm curious to see. A single water won't cut it. An earth and a fire will. With that as my knowledge. Okay, wait, I did that. How am I gonna do that exactly? Like, there's not a real way for me to take that fire out of here. Actually, no, scratch that. There is zero way for me to take that fire out of there. There's a way for me to get out of the hole, which would be to just bring a water and an earth. Which I'll probably just do beforehand. I take that out. So I can do this combo and then do that. Alright, that wasn't... No, that was still kind of bad. But that is World 4. Fully completed. These levels are getting pretty difficult. Actually, I want to do all 70 levels if I can, so let's see if I can try to do World 5 as well. And I just have World 6 or level 6 here, loop. know what? I might as well just look at it and see if I should even, like, try to attempt this. Because this looks kind of terrible. Okay, so I need a wind or something for me to go through here. This would be my exit, and then it doesn't matter, so wind would be the last thing on here. I'd have to use water here, which means an earth and a fire could work through here. See, it's called loop, which means I have to go do this around multiple times, probably. Oh wait, I need to get out of here with somehow. I don't think that's intended. Nor will it help me, so... I did see people doing that as a trick, though. But I don't think that's going to be intended for any of the levels. I can try doing that, yeah. Because I can then... No, that's not gonna work. I want to grab the backwards order, but... Yeah, I want to use a wind, earth, or fire, and then earth to do that. Loop. I kind of want to bring this beforehand, but... Okay, maybe the trick isn't to, So when I get the fire, I want to be able to... Oh wait, I think I can just do that. Alright, yeah, I solved it now. No way, I got it backwards, never mind. I want fire and then earth. Can I even do that? I mean, my other option is to use earth and then wind and then try to get a second wind. So like... No, because I want to... I mean, I can always try to get fire last. Like, do that. No, I still want the opposite order where I need fire. Now I want fire last. Nah, it's not gonna work. No. I think I might just take a break. I've been recording for an hour. I mean, there's only 3 levels here, but I think I can probably just do it next time. Because, I don't know. I think doing all those previous puzzles is just frying my brain. What is it called again? Loop. Yeah, the level's not really helpful. I have to do this loop. I kind of have to use an earth here, unless I get 2 waters, which... yeah, I didn't really think about. Like, use a water and then use a water here. That's also just not possible. This loop is stopping me from actually doing something like that. So it has to be water, then earth, then wind or fire, and then wind or fire again. So wind and fire has to be next to each other by the end. Which might be the problem. Because wind and fire is not next to each other. And the problem is I want this fire, or I want this water, which means I need to use a fire to actually go through here. So I can go, yeah, so a fire has to be done through here. But I guess I never really had to go in there. Also doesn't help. I guess the problem is after grabbing like either 2 fires, well, not even 2 fires because I still need, after grabbing a wind or a fire or 2 winds or something, I need to get a earth afterwards. Yeah, I'm gonna take a break. Next time. We'll complete the rest of these levels. Well, we'll finish off World 5. Which only has 3 levels left. We'll also do... I was gonna say more of 6. I don't even know. I guess more of 2. We'll check out those Z doors after World 5 is fully completed. That's what I'm gonna do next time. See you guys then. Bye.